Hi fifth graders, we hope this video finds you well. This is a brief introduction to the third work pack. We still have 6 weeks of school left and we know this is a difficult time, but try hard, give your best effort. Let's try to build some strong skills before you move on to middle school next year. Please remember to contact your teacher if you have any questions or you do not understand something. So behind your cover letter, you're going to have a little pack of video links. This pack is broke down by week and it will give you a couple of videos to help you with each of the skills in math and science and writing as well. So this will help teach some skills that you might have trouble on. Okay, also in the pack will be note pages. This note page pack is a little different than the first one we handed out, because this one, the math notes are not going to be in one pack. They're going to be behind each of the topics in the worksheets. So you won't have to be flipping here when you're doing your math work. This one will have still reading note pages and writing note pages. Then we have 6 weeks of calendars, just like last time. Okay, first week, the activities are a little bit lighter, a little more hands-on, not so heavy, so hopefully you'll be a little bit more motivated to work through them. I know, especially when the weather gets nice, you might not want to work on it, but please, again, give your best effort. The calendars are exactly the same, so you should be used to it already. The dates across the top, subjects across the side. Our main focus for reading for the first, 3 weeks, we're going to focus on the fantasy genre. And for the first 2 weeks, we're going to focus on persuasive writing. So each week isn't going to change as much as it did last time. And then math, we're going to focus on volume, which was the same as last week. And then for social studies this week, it's just going to be talking about state landmarks. Okay? For our second week, we continue with fantasy, persuasive writing. We move on to perimeter and area. And science, we will be using the same texts that we are going to be using for the writing. We're just going to answer the questions in science. So these two subjects will go together for week 2, so that'll make it a little easier as well. Week 3, we still are sticking with our fantasy genre. A fun aspect of writing will be comic strip writing. So these lessons will bring you through the different aspects of a comic, from planning out the cells to the art that goes into the cells in the comic strips. Math, we're going to focus on line plot graphs. And social studies, you're going to be given a 7 habits banner, and you're going to work to just kind of color it and fill in how can you tie the 7 habits to the pandemic that's going on, and how you can work to support it, the 7 habits at home right now. Okay. Week 4, we're going to, this is going to be a really fun week of reading. You're going to have to read The Great Kapok Tree. The reading is included, but you can also watch a video. There's several versions of read-alouds on YouTube of the Kapok Tree. So if you have that video capability, then you can use the story as a read-aloud, and there's some fun activities that go along with it. It's not just all answer questions. For writing, you're going to write a fantasy superhero story. So keep in mind the elements of fantasy that you've learned in week 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to apply it to writing in week 4. For math, we're going to work on coordinate grids, which actually many of you have already know how to do this from our daily reviews that you've been doing weekly. And if you play the game Battleship, that's pretty much a coordinate grid, so that's going to help you. And in science, we're going to talk about the moon, okay, the phases of the moon and different moon activities. Week 5, we're going to focus on paired passages, so taking 2 passages and then how we mix the information together. You're going to be reading about who invented Google and who invented the Game Boy. For writing, you're going to write a letter to your 6th grade teacher. So there's a couple brainstorming activities that this will lead you through, and then you can write your letter at the end. Math is going to be geometry, and social studies, we're going to be working on a USA flag document. So working to understand some documents that are given to you, and then finally at the end you're going to write a paragraph mixing those documents together. And in week 6, we are going to have some reading fun. So we're going to bring back Sidewalk Chalk Day. So if you have chalk and you can get outside your sidewalk, just like the previous 2 years, draw a picture or a scene from your favorite book. And if you don't have chalk, then there is book-themed paper in your packet. So draw right on the paper. Whether you do it outside with chalk or you draw on your paper, please take a pic and send it to your teacher. We would love to see it. And then there's also some grammar review this week, which is like Mad Lib pages. For writing, you're going to create a grade 5 memory book. For math, it's going to be some mixed review throughout the week. And for science, we're going to read about the planets. If you complete your 6 weeks of curriculum, or even if you just want to mix it in, I forgot to tell you that answer keys will be included. There's a pack of answer keys, and each of the weeks of the answer keys will be separated by week 1, and then the answers to week 1 will be behind it, and then so on. So those are the answer keys. And while you're working on these activities, if you want to mix them up a little bit, we've included not as many enrichment activities, but they're still fun. Create a constellation. What does your name look like as a constellation? That one's really neat. There is a June writing calendar. So even though daily writing, journal writing is not included in this 6 weeks, we did include the June calendar in case you do want to do some free writing. Mystery pictures. There's 2 pictures that go along with the coordinate grid lessons, and then the May Challenger pack, just like the one you had for April. So again, we hope that you find these activities to be enjoyable. And the 5th grade teachers, we miss you very much. Please, during this last 6 weeks, please be superheroes. Work well with your family, work well with your brother, sister, babysitters, whoever you are with. Try to get through this work. Let your teacher know if you need any help. We love you, we miss you, and enjoy